Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And you might think at first glance, this is the new Tecsun S-8800 that I started talking about. Well, it's not. And of course, if you get closer, it's obvious it's not. So here is the new Tecsun S-8800, and at a distance they look very similar, but yet they're not when you get them side by side like this. I was thinking that they were almost identical as far as the chassis and everything, but I pulled out my 350 and set up side by side, and I go, no, there's lots of differences. So I'm going to quickly go over those differences today. And the first thing that was obvious is, let me rearrange these and put the 350 in the back, and I've got them lined up. The 350 is larger. And I think where it's larger, or I'm pretty sure where it's larger, it's the same height, the same width, pretty much same width, is, and it becomes obvious when you put them side by side. Let me move the camera back over. This has a huge speaker compared to this one. Really, I didn't realize that. Totally different. This is, ooh, boy, I see. The manual on this one says it's a 4-inch speaker. Let's see what this one kind of looks like. The grill is 7.5 inches. The speaker, of course, is smaller, so the speaker is probably 5 inches. So it would be curious, if I could learn how to speak, how much that affects the audio. And I'll be doing some testing of the audio in another show. I'm going to have to do a series of shows on this because there's so many things that this radio has. Actually, both of them have, but this one has a ton more features. So let's go back and just kind of quickly compare the two radios, and quick kick in the camera. The one obvious thing is the main tuning knob is different. This one has, I had forgotten, this has the main tuning right here and then the fine tuning right here. So it does have fine tuning. Where this one, the 8800, has main tuning and fine tuning. Get my hand out of the way down there. These switches here for the band select and the band width are different, and these are selectors, and so it shows each of the positions. This one, as I mentioned in the previous show, is not a selector. So it's a continuous 360, it rotates forever type situation, and you have to look on the radio to see what position it's in. The volume is in the same location, and the two tone controls are in the same location. So they're the same. Power is the same form, this kind of odd looking power switch. This is a dark red, and this is kind of an orangish red. The displays are about the same size. This set of switches up here, as far as the number and the position of the switches, is the same, but they do different things, slightly different things. These on the 350 are buttons. These are like rectangular buttons, not a big deal. The reset here on this radio is right there. On this radio, that position is used for the remote sensor. That's that blue light there. I don't know if it shows up or not. And then down here, this is the RF gain control, and this is the fine tuning. This radio does not have an RF gain control. Not a problem for me. I almost never use the RF gain control. I set it to max and I just leave it there. one of the purposes of the RF gain control is if you have a station that's overwhelming the radio, you can turn the gain down and try to reduce that overmodulation. I've never used that. Okay, let's turn on the side here, and they, function-wise, they are the same. And I really haven't talked about these buttons on the side here. So let's do that. I mean, like I say, they're the same. They're labeled a little different colors and stuff like that. Let me zoom in. I know you wish I quit kicking the camera. I noticed in my last show I actually kicked it and the radio was partially out of the frame. Okay, this here, on the top, is the internal antenna and external antenna selection. I'm trying to see, this one says shortwave something on and off. I don't remember what that is. Maybe it's the same idea that just uses different nomenclature. This button is the DX and local switch. On this one, it says the FM mode, whether it's stereo or mono. So that's different. That's different. And then here is, behind this little door here, is impossible to open. Oh boy, there we go. Oh, that's too much wrong. Oh, there we go. Now we go. This is the connectors for the line out. Same on the other radio. Let me get this back in the view here. I'm such a dummy as far as a cameraman. And then down at the bottom, which you can't see on, let me go, there you go. These are the same. They're the headphone jacks. This one's green, this one's silver. Same, so that's the same. So there are some differences here, although the number of buttons are the same. Let's go to the back and let me see if I can line these up so they're both in view. Well, I'll get the camera set up here. Okay, antenna connection. Antenna connection. This one, this is the 350. This has a rather unique external antenna connector. So you're going to have to find that special connector to connect an external antenna. This one, and it's covered up right now, this is a standard B&C. Very popular, very common, not hard to find. So that's a difference. The high impedance antenna connections are the same. So that's a big difference as far as I'm concerned. That's a big improvement. Finding this oddball connector was not too much fun. In the middle here, this is, on this is the 350 again, this is the AC adapter connection. So you could run, and I believe it came with the AC adapter, you could run this radio on AC. This radio, as I pointed out before, doesn't. You cannot run it on AC at all. It does have, in the same position, it does have a micro USB or a mini USB connector for charging the batteries. And it says right on here, charge only, or yeah, charge only. They're telling you, don't try to power the radio through this port. Okay, now I didn't show you before, so I'll show it to you now. Don't want to lose this little thing here. Batteries. Let me start with the 350 here, and these battery doors are a little hard to get open. Okay, this has, the battery compartment is for 4 C-cell batteries. So this takes 4 standard C-cell batteries. There's a little compartment there that's blocked open. Oh, I correct myself. You know, first thing to go is your memory. I can't remember the second one. It says down here in nice bright letters, it says D-size batteries or AAA batteries. So this it has this big area here. Get this guy out of my way. It has, get out of the way. This guy's getting jealous already. Well, now just stand by while okay, I'm trying to get the battery compartment in the camera. I guess I can move the camera. Okay, so this has this big area here for D-cell batteries. Then it has a little area down here for AA batteries. So this radio will actually run on A batteries and D cell. And then you use this selector switch for the type of battery you're using. So I guess that switch engages or connects the battery compartments depending on which one you want to use. So this one has 3 sources of power: AC, AA, and D cells. And I would almost venture to say, you try to use AA, they're going to go dead in a hurry. Okay, so that's the battery compartment for the S-350. Again, this is under the Grundig name. The telescopic antennas, I believe, are about the same length, and they're 360 swivel. Let me see if they pop up, because even though, let me back out here a little bit on the camera, even though they might swivel 360, if they don't clear the chassis, then you can't get them to be perpendicular when the radio is laying down. Let's see if this extends. No, it does not. So that means that, let me just do it. That means that's as far as you can get this thing to come down. So when you have the radio laying flat, this will not be vertical. I think that's the, yeah, it looks like the connector and everything is exactly the same. This has, the lower section is, it looks like it's plastic, but it's probably just a plastic covering, where this is all metal. That's another difference. Nothing on this side on that radio, and let me put this down. But this one's really stiff. Uh-oh, just caught the. You have to be really careful on these telescopic antennas, because it's easy to break them. I see a lot of used radios with broken antennas. Okay, there's nothing on this side on this one. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do, is just kind of grossly go over the differences and the similarities of the two radios. I'm not going to go over every switch and everything. You can go back and look at my review of this radio, where I define all the switches and the switch settings, of which I'm going to do on this radio too, in probably the next video. So that's it. Of course, this radio, the S-8800, has this, and this, to me, for me, makes this a buy. I really like this, and I would love to have it on other radios. And the way it's laid out, and it's easy to read, it's really nice. It's really nice. So I'll be going over just this in a show all by itself, the remote. Okay, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. And then we're going to do, I'm just trying to think of the different shows I'm going to do. The next show I'll probably do is I'll go over the functions. Oh, one thing I didn't show you, gee whiz, I didn't show you a battery on this one. Several people have been asking about the battery, and it is unique. Let me get the battery case open, which is always on all these radios is a struggle, especially for me. And let me take the radio and put it in my lap so I got a better grip on it. And it's easy to do when you get it where you're going to get a good grip on it. Okay, now, oops, let me get the camera down, and then I'll zoom in a little bit. Stand by. My old grandpa Styles gets set up here. These are the two batteries. These are, and let me see if I can pull one out here. Yep, here. This is the new style, and let me see if it's marked on here. Darn, it's not marked. I was hoping it was marked because I don't remember the number on these. It's 18 something. It's not important. I mentioned it in the previous show. And you can see these are pretty big compared to a AA battery. It's thicker, longer. It's 3.7 volts. I think I said 4.2. I think why I said why I tried to say 4.2 is they charge up to 4.2. Their normal operating voltage is 3.7. And this it's marked on here. You can't believe everything you read. It's marked 7.4 watt hours, not milliwatt hours, watt hours. So these things have a lot of capacity. Typically, the real capacity is about half what it's rated by the manufacturer. These are marked Tecsun. Come on, there we go. Lithium-ion battery, and like I say, they have a lot of capacity. This radio requires 2. Okay, these are, you say, oh, these special batteries, these are becoming more and more common. Especially on your high-powered flashlights. They have gone to these high-capacity batteries. And these are lithium-ion, so they'll last a long time if they're treated properly. I would suggest, though, this is just me, I would suggest anything you're using lithium-ion batteries like this in, that you get some high-quality batteries. Quite often, a battery shipped with products, be they radios or flashlights or anything, they're not the highest quality. So I would suggest you do that. Also, from my experience, I've never had a battery like this style, leak on me. So you can be less concerned about the batteries leaking in the radio and damaging your radio. I still say, if you're not going to use the radio for a while, take the batteries out. Just play it safe. So this requires 2 batteries, and they fit in there nicely. They usually get in and out. And I wish they had options for standard alkalines, but this size, say this held AA batteries, it eat the AA batteries like within an hour or so. Now I am going to do a test on these batteries to see how much capacity they have. I'll set the radio up on a station and I'll just let it play continuous at medium volume until the batteries go kaput. So that's it. So that's the batteries. I was looking for, I saw them before, I don't see them now. Oh, look at that. Let me show you, get up close here. There's a little button here, and above it, it says check. You push that button, and there's a light that comes on up there. That light is supposed to tell you whether the condition of the batteries. Now, let me see if I can quickly look in the manual. This is a pretty good manual. It's got a lot of detail. This particular manual is all in English. It's well written. And let me see if I can find out what the battery test is supposed to tell you. It's even got a nice double page here of all the things that the radio does as far as controls, and then it has a detailed page of the functions of the remote. Lots of detail. That's good. I'll try to see if I can find real quick. This device has a battery detection circuit or circuits supplied with detection LEDs. After inserting the batteries, press the detection button. When the LED is on, this indicates that the battery is suitable for use. So, in other words, if that light comes on, when you push that button, it's good. And there's one over here. Good. So, another little feature. So anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.